A munder. Woo! A munder.
How about that?
And really, should have been a mega munder, but the game was garbage time from halftime on.
Too busy dunking to play defense, baby.
Too busy, baby. Welcome in, everybody, to the Winners Lounge. It feels very good to be back in the Winners Lounge. I'm not going to lie, man. It's been a while. For a while there, I didn't know how long this stretch of Losers Lounge was going to be. But that's all ancient history now as the Nuggets take care of business against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Take care of business is an understatement, man. They did their work early tonight.
Yeah, that was larceny. I don't even know if they took care of it. Like, what they did was illegal.
Ooh, that's true.
That was some Wall Street business.
It really was. I'm joined by Brendan Vogt.
Hey, we're paid in parts not to overreact. Best garbage time of all time.
Best garbage time of all time.
It's my cold take.
I got D-Line over here.
Baby, I want to see a little more Zeke Nnaji minutes. I don't know about you guys.
Man, Zeke Nnaji definitely on the list, in the club. And then over here, Duvalier, a.k.a. Duvalier.
I'm excited to be here. We haven't been here in a while, and this is where I deserve to be.
Deserve.
Hold on, I just want to, no one knows this, but the pregame show, it looked like we were all here on time. Dev got here during the countdown.
Dev literally sat down in that seat
before.
Maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's talking about what he deserves.
Unbelievable.
It really is
I've never been more
unbelievable.
impressed with anything in my entire life.
As always, guys, we're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. You want to download the app right now on your phone. Use promo code DNVR when you do. And why? Because I don't know about people like Dev who maybe advise you to bet on Jamal Murray's points. You know, that's questionable advice. But if you listen to me, you take the Jokic double-double, you take the Michael Porter 14.5, and you collect your money. Dev, do you care to comment about the advice you gave to our audience before the game?
Advice.
What happened?
The wayward advice.
What are you guys talking about? Didn't the Nuggets win or something?
Honestly, it's impressive that Jokic got his double-double. Like, we were looking, this game was over so early. We were watching Jokic's double-double, like, just sitting here praying that he would be in the game long enough to grab it. And it's crazy because he grabbed 12 assists. He got way more than enough.
One could also argue he had no business still being
That's
in that
true.
game.
He didn't really have any
But
business.
thank you, Michael.
I know Michael clearly had a 33% profit boost parlay build.
I do like the idea.
Centered around Jokic double-double like the rest of us.
So the Nuggets get the big blowout win. There's a lot of different positives. I mean, this is going to be a feel-good Winners Lounge, guys.
I feel great.
There's degrees of Winners Lounge. This one isn't quite funky music level, but it's as close to funky as you can get. I just don't know if we can do funky music for a Cavs team. I don't think we can do it. But the vibes are still immaculate right now. I'm going to start with you, Dev. Where do you want to start with this blowout win?
I already feel like whenever you get a game that has Zeke Nnaji, RJ Hampton with a lot of minutes, Facu was back. When you could get those guys on, Vlatko was on there. If they play, that means something went totally bad or incredibly good. And this was a time that it went incredibly good. This is a scheduled tweet also. this is scheduled.
Dev's first show, guys.
That's for sure. He's still learning how it works. I mean, yeah, but who stood out? You know, it's kind of funny. We talk about king of the game, but like, who stood out in this one? Because so many players were good.
This was a everybody sort of came together. Everyone did their part. I mean, it was a Paul Millsap game. It was his birthday. He looked a little spry. He looked like he was.
Man, I wanted him to catch that body.
I know.
If he could have got a
birthday treat
a
to
little
himself.
birthday treat. Oh, he would have had such a dad caption on it too.
Yeah, dude. Throwback game for Millsap. Throw it up for dad, baby.
Yeah, how about MPJ, right? Much maligned lately, and of course, thought he looked much better tonight. A lot of observations around that. Seemed like guys were keen on getting him going.
Yes.
Stuff was run for him. Jokic was keen on getting the ball to MPJ, and we talked a lot about the negative reactions to what MPJ did wrong tonight. Some very positive body language from Jokic in response to what Porter did well. We were looking for a turnaround game, just Cleveland, but that's what these games are for.
Right.
That's the stuff you need to see, so check that off the list.
I actually agree with you that this is my number one takeaway. There's a lot of fun stuff that happened that maybe means a little bit less, although I do think it's meaningful. Zeke Nnaji, RJ Hampton, Facundo Campazzo, like good things out of that. But to me, so much when we talk about Michael Porter's the bullseye of the season. Like he's what it's all about. And I actually took away exactly what you said here. Two things. One, it looked like the team was looking for him, specifically looking to get him going spots and just trying to involve him a little bit more. And two, Jokic, and I thought the rest of the team, but Jokic most notably, seemed to be like, maybe he watched film of himself this last game and was like, wow, really yelling at this dude quite a bit here. Like, why don't I tried the stick for a while. Let me, see if the carrot's going to work.
Our old buddy
better.
Nick Kosmider tweeted this out, but at one point MPJ puts up a shot and Yoke walks away with 2 hands in the air. He starts running down the floor before the shot, hits the bottom of the net, which is, of course, the opposite of what we saw just 2 days ago.
They're like, what are you doing?
I'm not playing
This
defense.
is how you shoot a 3. Yeah. No, so it was good. Like, I honestly think that those types of things are meaningful, that Jokic, and look, maybe if this game went south, Jokic would have been doing all the other stuff. And again, I'm not putting it on Jokic. We've talked about this. The Lions share the responsibility for every player's on themselves. But this is part of Jokic's leadership. I felt like it was a point of emphasis tonight.
Yeah, it seemed that way. I mean, I think a lot of what you're saying, though, like, I think it's true. Like, the game was just out of hand so early on that it just sort of allowed everyone to just, like, take a deep breath, like, take a step back. Like, all right, like, let's get everybody going. Like, I mean, really, everybody had a game. No one really had a bad game for the Nuggets.
Who had the worst game tonight? I think, other than Marcus Howard, who...
there's an obvious answer.
Is it Bobo?
Jamal Murray?
Yeah, I mean, but again, he wasn't bad. Like, look, he's a plus 24, but you're right. He was 3 of 6. He only got 6 shots up.
Yeah, how many points did he score?
I mean, but come on. Like, the Nuggets scored 133.
All right, I'm just asking. You're asking me who didn't play well.
You asked the question.
I thought this was a winner's lounge, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys.
Well, everyone else.
It's like, who's the poorest millionaire tonight? Like, well, we have to talk about. No, so I thought the Michael Porter one was great. And by the way, 4 of 7 from 3 tonight. Like, getting that 3-point shot going. Let's be honest, he'd missed a couple. I feel like he needed a stabilizer to see the ball go through the hoop tonight, and I feel like he absolutely got that tonight.
I think it was great that they made it a point to kind of cater to him in a way. They knew that they put him out on an island. They knew that they needed to clear the air with him. And what they got to see was, if you run sets for Michael Porter Jr., if you put him in spots where he can succeed, where you put him in spots where you're uplifting him, the shots start to fall, and he's also, like, more in tune with what's going on. He's a player that's, emotional, from what we can see, that if things are going well, he's doing well. If things are going bad, then he's trying to figure it out, and he wants to just fit in where he can. So this was a game that they made sure that he was happy, and you get to see the results.
Yeah, and Jokic tonight, he's the team high plus 32, which I think is hilarious, because
Plus 32.
if you could give Jokic some truth serum and say, like, what's your perfect game look like? It's this. Of course, it's a weak competition, but like 12 points on 7 shots, 12 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, plus 32. Like, this was Jokic in his bag tonight. Everybody had it going. The threes were dropping in the first half, and he was like, sweet, I get to kind of sit back here and play the style I like. You could tell he was hunting assists at the end.
It's also, he's dictating, right? If I go back to that Lakers game, of course Jokic always does, but that Lakers game was a lot of reacting, mostly because his teammates couldn't help him out at all. But tonight it was just like 3 steps ahead at all times. And only, it's what is it, only 6 assists, or, well, 12 assists. Some of the 6 rebounds, but some of those assists were nasty, man.
Right.
Just like fully in his bag. I'm reading the floor like Neo right now. I just thought he was awesome.
This is like one of these hilarious pendulum games where you're like, one game ago, you're like, in the pregame, we were like, man, it's just Jokic and a bunch of guys. Now it's like, every Nugget is good. Everyone's good.
The pendulum swung the other way.
Our depth can't be beat. Everyone's good. Nnaji's good.
Yeah.
Marcus Howard's good.
Right, they're all-
Fox
they're
The
all
is
Cavs
good.
are bad. It's like a whole list.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, like, we talked about this. There was no surprise. The schedule, you go up against the tough teams, and some of the new guys especially look really rough. And then you go against here, and some of the new guys look phenomenal. Jokic, let's just stick on him for another second here. I think Jared Allen's good, but he wasn't matched up with him too often. It was really Drummond, and I feel like Drummond is the type of player Jokic just like. When Jokic looks at the schedule, and is like, "Oh, I got Drummond tonight. Sweet." Like, this dude always guesses
Baby
wrong.
food.
Like, yeah. On offense, like, there was a couple, not just one, a couple plays where Jokic would like sag off of Drummond and be like, he's gonna make. Don't even pressure him. He's about to make himself a mistake, and sure enough, he'd travel or he'd do the wrong thing. So,
And there's people that I'm sure that don't want to see Drummond just because he's long, he's athletic, he rebounds in bunches, he could do a lot of things, athletically gifted.
Yeah.
But then you have a player like Jokic who's cerebral. He's just like, oh man, this guy can't do anything with me. Like, I don't have to run much. I could get him out of the paint. I could get him out of his spots because he has to guard me. And this was, if you look at it, this was a game that Jokic was not going to be able to have a lot of points or anything like that, because he was just like, okay, this is just going to come easy for me today. Let's get everybody else involved.
right. You guys like birthdays, honestly? Like, would you like your own birthday?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm 27, so I'm kind of reaching the end of that
Okay,
threshold,
yeah.
I think.
Where it's still
Yeah.
an exciting day when you're like,
Yeah.
guys, it's my birthday.
Oh, I'm older.
Do you like birthday? I kind of actually hate them.
Well, I don't hate them, but I do absolutely nothing for them at this point in my
I feel like the feeling of like today's supposed to be special and it being absolutely not special makes it a little less because it's like
New Year's Eve. Where you're like, oh, I'm not at the good party.
exactly, yeah. It's like you have the anticipation of a vacation, but you're really just like back at work or whatever.
Yeah, but with Paul Millsap, I think it was the reverse birthday like type of age thing. So like we'll just say like when I was
got
like
1 year
16,
younger?
17, I would do do certain things, maybe on a basketball court or something. They'd be like, oh, he's doing that. He's only 16, 17.
Right.
Now that you're like at an age, nobody gives you the same respect. But you know, like Paul Millsap is getting older. LeBron James is older. Like Tom Brady's older, so they get the respect again. It's like a reverse effect where you're
Three
like,
peas in
he
a pod
did that
right
at
there."
35. He did that at 40.
Well, he was fantastic tonight. So he gets 22 points tonight. Without looking. How many shots did he take tonight? He got 22 points.
I'll say 9.
9.
Oh no! Oh, actually, I know this 8.
It's 8. He took 8 shots to get 22 points. That's incredible
Yeah, he was
efficiency.
7 of 8.
7 of 8, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line, 6 of 7 from the foul line. Picks up 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Oh, a throwback Paul Millsap game, man. He still has it when he's going up against Cedi Osman, and you know. like,
Well, I just feel like just in general, Paul Millsap, if he's allowed to like not, if he doesn't have to be like a player you count on every game, like he's good every like 5th game or something. Like,
wow, what do I see here? Are we? Are
right,
you
so I
pulling
got
us
2.
up on the?
We got 2. So this. Yeah,
oh,
Caleb-
these you sent these.
Let's
to
just
him?
do it, Ken.
Okay,
So we
let's
got
go.
2
We have an
tweets
interruption
today.
here. We can talk about Millsap in a minute.
So this actually is
Wow.
the follow-up tweet. This is
Look how big
Harrison
that head
Windler.
is.
First
Did
of
somebody
all,
who made this Photoshop?
Paying up Photoshop job. This is our guy, the Facu Campazzo stand. He was all over Yeah Mike. Society, if Yeah Mike, I believe that's his masterpiece.
Oh, wow, Society,
and
if Yeah
CT
Mike.
Fazio hopping in the Windler wind resemblance. Not even really true, but I like it.
no, I see it.
I see it now. It's hilarious.
It is.
Like,
Like, I see
they
it
got
for
Harrison's
sure.
head humongous. He's built like a mascot on that. Like this is horrible.
Oh, that's great.
Look how giant that head is.
I miss Harrison so much.
Incredible. Look at that.
Crimson chin.
Look at how he's just looking directly into the camera there. It's
So I didn't have any anywhere to go with that, but I just
was
thought,
all- well,
just
you
thought
know,
we should all take a
And
look.
random too.
We
right?
don't.
Yeah,
we,
It's awesome.
You can interrupt for the kind of thing anytime you want. But Millsap tonight, winding back the clock, man, it was kind of cool to see, and it is cool that it happened on his birthday. I mean, a very
I think
dad-like.
that's why it happened. Like, it's like a like one of these like 10 poles in life. You're like,
What'd you say?
Eric's mic went out.
His mic went out.
My mic went out.
He was.
Blah, blah.
Just when you were about to make a great point, too.
That's not likely.
All right, well, we'll just move on while we...
Anyway, like I was saying, it's really all about the tent pole. I don't know if people can hear me. If you can hear me, flip me off in the comments.
What do you think he's doing to celebrate his birthday tonight? I mean,
Is he hanging out with his family?
probably?
Doing a magic trick?
Yeah.
He
Watching
probably
Harry
got like
Potter, the third?
like a vase. He probably got a new vase or something like that. Ashtray.
A new
tie.
vase?
Oh my God. Another keeping with the theme of everybody playing great tonight. Will Barton was also, I thought, fantastic.
Hey.
7 of 10, and sneaky, starting to shoot the ball well over these last couple at least. 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. He was a plus 29 as well. 16 points, 2 rebounds for him. Stringing together. I mean, again, it's a bad opponent or whatever, but stringing together another good one.
The 3-point shot, for the most part, has actually been there this season. I mean, like, his contributions on offense have felt mostly like if that's falling, he can do something. Grab some rebounds, secondary playmaking. The last week, though, maybe some signs of life getting to the rim, where he could not finish to save his own life about a month ago, but it's starting to look a little bit better. I just like that he's trying, that he's aggressive, and he can't lose that confidence.
I think it's what's funny about these early season, especially statistics, and we're only 23 games now into the season. Like, it's still so early. and even if you talk about how many
We
games.
don't even know what the second half of the season is yet. It hasn't been released.
We're still
We're like,
a month away from the rest of the schedule arriving.
being released.
But we talk about lineups. This lineup that was out there to start the game tonight has not been great this season. It hasn't been like some of the other lineups. And what's funny is tonight I would bet most of these plus 29, plus 32, plus 28 that they all have came together as one unit. And it's one of those lineups that I think will probably swing this lineup from a not good lineup to a at least average or good lineup. And this is why it's so important to stick with early season data, to always take it with a grain of salt. What's so funny?
Oh, that people are just flaming Vogt for his outfit. It's very, it's like really enjoyable to me. I'm looking at this. I'm looking over at. No, there's a lot of Indiana Jones meets 70s dad.
Oh man, it is like that 70s show with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is cool though. Like,
I was
going to say,
of cool. Yeah, I'm all right with that
People
one.
are saying it because it's cool. They're like, they're like, Brendan looks like an 80s movie icon. How cool!
Hey, someone said my drip continues to ascend, Eric. That's your favorite word.
Ooh, wow.
The ascension of Brendan Vogt.
The ascension of Brendan Vogt's wardrobe over here.
Listen, I didn't say it. Adam asked me why I was gritting, and that was the reason I was gritting.
There's so much talk about what people wear on this show that I really make like. I'm 36, man. I'm like Paul Millsap's. Or am I 37? I think I'm 37. I'm 37. I think I'm 37. Yep. I just turned 37. Nobody even wished me a happy birthday. It was a horrible day.
It's not true. I did.
Oh, that's probably right. You probably did.
I know it's your birthday. I didn't even care at all.
But I'm saying I'm 37. Like, I wonder. I've never thought about what people wear as much as like when I'm on the show and people are talking about it.
Because the show is people literally just looking at us the whole time.
They have nothing else to do. They have
Nothing else that happens. They're just looking at us talking, and then they notice that Brendan Vogt looks like an 80s movie icon. So
I don't listen to how many 37,
Turning a new
38-year-olds
leaf,
are
guys.
like, oh, what kind of jeans am I wearing? I wear the ones that are the most comfortable jeans. That I'll put a T-shirt on.
Wrangler, I'm sure.
Wrangler, baby. Yeah, right, dude. You don't know this. I'm tall. I have to buy tall from the tall person store.
Well, I've never been to the tall person store.
You definitely have not.
We don't shop there.
Yeah, I don't know any
I
tall
buy
not even
brands of
allowed
jeans
within-
people never even heard of because they're just for tall people.
All right, the basketball game.
All right,
We have
back
to
to
get
what
back
you were
to
saying,
it.
Adam. With the lineup that goes together, that's why it's great that they played together in a game like this. Like, you knew that you were going to get a win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, so why not get those?
Oh, God, what
lineups
happened?
together?
winner's shot.
It's
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Yeah.
We won.
We won. It's the winner's lounge.
It's a winner's lounge.
It's Wednesday. That's
Adam-
what we weren't doing.
Adam's acting like he has like he has an office job or something. It's Wednesday. It's Rocky time, baby. Let's go.
All right. Was Dev making a point, or
No,
should we
I
just
forgot
interrupt?
it.
You already forgot it? All right. Wow. All right. Thank you. Did somebody buy this for us?
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, thank you. Shouts to the super chatter.
Let's go, baby.
Cheers.
Winner's lounge.
Winner's
Let's
lounge.
go.
Cheers.
Oh, Rocky, huh?
I smell it.
Oh, I love it. I love it every time. The good stuff. Oh man, you can tell that's the good stuff because it goes down smooth and then it kicks like a dying cat the whole way.
Like a dying dragon, really. Jamal Murray, again, didn't play well. You seem concerned about this.
I mean, that's.
Because he would like
to be honest, I really was just answering your question, like looking for an answer by default. It's fine when they win. It's not like he was forcing stuff.
Right.
Like, it's not like he took a bunch of shots and missed them. But I still feel like there is a feel for the game thing with Jamal that's a couple steps back from where we last saw him when he was playing well. This is a guy who I think reads the court increasingly well as a point guard playmaker and more importantly alongside Jokic. And at times this season it's just felt a little bit like, whoa, where are you going? What are you doing, man? That's all right. That's all right.
It would have been another feel-good thing. Like, there's so many feel-good things, and with the Murray one, I don't feel bad. It's just, we didn't get the, like...
That's all, yeah.
Murray goes 4 for 4 from 3, and it's like, okay, his shots. He's getting back his
the
legs
one
and
thing
whatever.
we were missing, if you could be greedy.
I have a negative take and a positive from this game with Murray. The negative is I'm still unsure why it looks like he always wants to post guys now as if he's like 6'9".
I know, they're
or
going to that a
something.
lot. And I like him in the post, but that's like
Every single play, and that's how he's getting his shot is only on those step backs. Every single time, contested shots and things of that nature. That's what I think was negative. But I did think that this was a positive Jamal Murray game due to the fact that I feel like he made it a point to really find Michael Porter Jr. and show that he could play alongside him.
I love that.
It's a good takedown.
When you go back and watch, it was a lot of skip passes to find him. It was a lot of setups. There was times that he could shoot that he made it a point not to shoot it just to get someone else involved. Like when you were searching for that Jokic assist on the last one, Murray had a shot he could have went up. He decided to go back and then did a no-look pass to Paul Millsap for an easy basket. He made sure to get others involved, and it didn't have to be only the scoring. So I think that was a positive.
Let's hit our first break because I can't wait to get to segment 2 because we get to talk about garbage time, baby.
Let's go.
And there's a lot of garbage time players.
Tips.
It's not even garbage. It was like recycling, I guess. It's better than garbage, It's recycling.
I like that.
It's recycling time. So we're going to go to break. I got to not interrupt you. We had somebody call the principal's office on us, a viewer, and complain about interrupting your reads. Dead serious.
That viewer may or may not have been me or my father.
I know who it was.
Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. One of the other things we talk about here when we're not talking about
Principal,
Denver
by the way,
sports.
said.
Principal doesn't care. He is the principal. Have you tried the Mile High City Copper Lager? It's the official Denver Nuggets themed beer of Breckenridge Brewery of the great state of Colorado. If you're not sure where to get it, you can come on down to the DNVR bar. We've got a whole bunch of good Breck brews around. Or you could punch it into the Breck Beer Locator. What is that? It's a magical tool that tells you exactly what you're looking for, where it is, down to a 1/10 of a mile. You punch in what flavor, where you live, and it'll find that Mile High City Copper Lager for you. Make sure you check out our friends at Breckenridge Brewery. You can call 303-803-1380 from 12 to 8 p.m. To order delicious food and booze for pickup from their farmhouse. Use code DNVR to save $5.
I talked, by the way, to the bar manager today about getting some rakia in the bar too. This might be a thing that happens. I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'll be the only bar in town that serves rakia.
You two can throw it down and then
people want
regret
when they
it
come
immediately.
here.
No, they do. We've actually almost everybody that comes, it's a fan that interacts with us. We're like, hey man, can I get some of that rakia? And then we give them some. They're like, thanks.
Speaking of which, if you come down to the DNVR bar and you want to chat, hit me up on social or something. I'll come down. I don't know. We always have people here. I don't know who's here because of us or just stumbled in or whatever. So if you're here and you want to chat, let me know. I always like to talk to people.
We don't know if they just came in off the street to play a little Creedence Clearwater Revival on the jukebox.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, somebody paid a good dollar for
or if they're here for us.
Sorry, I can't interrupt you. I'm sorry. I don't want another complaint.
Hey, we're doing a lot of things at home these days, trying to stay home, trying to stay safe, but the world's still turning. Why not have it both ways in uncertain times? Make money and work while you're earning your degree. That's right. Do that with the MSU Denver Online. The MSU students could tell you all about it. They work double the hours while taking classes as any other school in Colorado. MSU Denver puts a dynamic education at your fingertips without forcing you to decide between earning a degree and living your life. It's the Colorado institution providing rigorous and affordable online programs taught by professors who bring the real world into your classroom. I always say this because I mean it. This is not a lazy A to B experience. They're not just trying to print out a degree for you. MSU Denver Online's been doing this online thing for a while. They got it down, and they know how to get you prepared for the real world. Don't wait. Don't choose. Check out MSU Denver Online.
Just saw highlighted Gary Harrison. Missed him.
I missed him too. You know what I mean? You know what is the most promising thing?
What's that?
Cut his hair, baby.
That's promising. You were such a hair Nazi.
Whoa, Nazi.
You're such a
I'm a hair noticer.
Do we have a new thing we can say besides Nazis?
Yeah, like a hair. You could just be like a hair
bad guy.
You could say like a hair jerk.
You're a hair jerk.
I'm a hair noticer. I'm a people. You know.
You're not a hair noticer.
He's an observer.
You're not a hair noticer. Man.
You don't have many changes.
I tell you, I notice every time. It's just not noteworthy.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's actually infuriating. All right, let's get to the garbage. Actually, let's just get to the bench. We won't even call it all garbage time. We'll play a little fun game here. Which non-starter stood out to you the most today?
It's the easiest answer in the world.
No, come to me first.
All right, we're going to go over here to Dev. Dev wants it.
It was Zeke Nnaji, the guy that I've been saying for a long time. They just put him on the floor. Like, we have Isaiah Hartenstein out there on the floor. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's no Zeke Nnaji. That's the guy that needs to be playing, and he proved it today. He showed that he deserves at least some consideration. I'm not saying just go out there and play him buku minutes or anything like that, but give him a chance to go out there and prove himself, especially for just a few moments. There's times that we can't get any stops on the defensive end. At least let him prove himself to see if he can do it.
Dude, give him buku minutes. He's amazing.
Yeah. Well, what stood out to you the most about his game?
The first half minutes, nothing to write home about, of course. Extremely contained role. I thought he looked like he belonged physically.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
That's important because Denver lacks these body types.
He's got a great stretch 4 body.
Right. And so as the trusted Hartenstein continues to be, not there, same with Bolt. Now Vlatko's hurt. Maybe this is something Malone feels comfortable with, like right, this isn't 4-on-5, right? Like whether or not he's ready for the speed or whatever, physically he can be out there in this league. And so that's what I saw before the garbage time minutes. Of course, the shot is the big takeaway. Those minutes don't mean much, but he looked good. The shots looked good, and they fell.
So interestingly enough, I didn't notice this while I was watching because I did think he was impressive in a couple different ways, but it was primarily to me the shot. He goes 4 of 6 from 3 tonight, 5 of 7 from the field, but 4 of 6 from 3, gets 14 points. Here's his entire stat line: 14 points, 1 rebound. No other stats. in 19 minutes. That's a lot of minutes to not just like stumble into a couple rebounds or something, you know?
He's like a perimeter player, man.
Someone just called Zeke Nnaji cool.
So true. Actually, this is like,
great...
you know what? This is actually what's kind of funny. He kind of is.
Yep.
Like, the thing about Trey was he was a little bit more off the dribble, but he wasn't good at it. Like, he wasn't a very good off the dribble guy. Zeke, what I like is he's kind of always shot ready, and when you sag off of him, he seems extremely comfortable going into that mid-range jumper. Tonight it was the 3, but he goes into that foul line face up, and if you're sagged off him, he just goes right into it, and I think he's great from that zone. But I like him because he doesn't try that Trey Lyles stuff. He never puts it on the floor. He doesn't do all that other stuff. He's just kind of like, am I open, shoot? If not, keep it moving, do this or that.
There's nothing cooler than the Midnight Sonata by Beethoven.
Well, it is very beautiful. But speaking of music, it was string music tonight on the 3 ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Just what I just did there.
Can I tell you who I thought was impressive outside of Zeke Nnaji?
No, we're on Zeke Nnaji first. We're going to move on. Do you not have a Zeke Nnaji take?
Grow up, Eric.
I'm serious about this. We got to stick on Zeke Nnaji for a second. I need your Zeke Nnaji take, though, other than...
He was good. All right, who else is good? No, dude. I mean, Zeke is just like, he's good. And he's just in waiting. Like he's like a guy. He's like a freshman that's redshirting essentially.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know he's there, and you know he's good. You just know he's not going to get minutes because of just the way that.
Is that true? I mean, look.
It's been that way.
Early on, it was Bull. Then early on it was Hartenstein. Bull got in there, random starts. Chanchar most recently. I feel like tonight was the Zeke, like, okay, now you're up at the top. And it's almost like Malone is going through all these guys, trying to get a little bit of minutes. And you can't tell if that's trying to get minutes for people or if it's trying to find out who that guy is going to be. And maybe there is a opportunity, maybe not when everybody's healthy, but guys, the Nuggets aren't going to play that many games with everybody healthy. There's always going to be one guy out. So he might have... That's why I didn't want to move on from him, because I wanted to ask this question.
Yes.
Did he earn more minutes tonight, in your opinion, Dev?
I think so. And if you really just go back even to preseason, he's looked the exact same way. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. You're going to get shots. He's a gunner, and nobody even notices it because all of his shots seem to go in. It doesn't seem like he ever misses.
Like that was responsible. He got up like 8 shots.
They all went in the same way, too. Like, when a guy's making the shot, it's going right through, you're like, boom, man.
Like, when everything else looks chaotic, he is just calm every single time he gets to his spots. I think every shot has came from, like, the same spots. Like, he has 2 shots that he shoots, and somehow they are always open. Everything comes to him. Like, it seems like he really is a veteran in the league. And my question is, like, what is, like, we don't see it much, but what will be his knock? What is something that we haven't seen? Because there has to be something that's making him not play as many minutes.
Rookie.
What could it be?
I think it's just rookie. I mean, I honestly think that when you are in his position, there's priority. There's guys that just get, if you do things equal, there's guys that are ahead of you on the totem pole, so they win. You have to do 120% to kind of get them. And I talked about this with people when early on it was the Argentines and Facu not playing enough minutes. I talked about this with RJ Hampton. Like, there's opportunity. It's such a long season. There's opportunity. This is his opportunity, and I do feel like when we've seen him, he's done enough that you go like, I'm intrigued at least. But the question is, like I said tonight, 1 rebound, 0 other stats, 14 points. If he's not 5 of 7 tonight, are we talking about his game?
Yeah, I mean, those are like a lot of the cool stuff happened in garbage time. So like you really don't want to get too carried away here. But to me, it's just the idea of like, okay, there's a big man that can move his feet.
That's it.
It doesn't look lost out there. I'm curious.
Body type that's desperately needed for Denver.
Especially if you're not going to play Hartenstein. Like, all right, then I think it's time to unwrap Zeke.
Yeah, the thing about Zeke, he's like such an old soul. Like he doesn't seem young. Like RJ Hampton gets in there, he seems like a kid, right? Like he's got that youthful exuberance, and Zeke Nnaji is like measured. I think like he didn't get a lot of rebounds is because it was just like
Nobody missed?
Well, nobody missed. They weren't really setting up the offense. Like, it was just come down, jacket three. Like, it was just kind of ridiculous from that standpoint. But he just seemed very composed. I've been calling him Zeke Composure.
Is that right? That's your nickname for it.
Many
Rolls
people
off the
are
tongue.
this.
But, I mean, truly though, like, I mean, he just has like an aura about him that just feels like it's not too big for him.
The other thing is, I think the Nuggets drafted Zeke. A lot of scouting reports that I read had Zeke tabbed as a draft plug-and-play guy,
Right.
which was not how Denver was viewing him.
Right.
In a lot of ways, it looked like they were trying to develop the prospect he once was coming out of high school, not the guy he was in Arizona or the way he was used in Arizona. And so that, I think, from them listening to Malone and Tim's comments when he was drafted, it was always a longer play. They were never too keen on getting him out there. But at this point, you're down enough guys, I think it's worth a look.
The shot looks repeatable, and he looks fluid. He looks fluid enough defensively that I think there's something there. I mean, it's always going to be a work in progress for rookies to be able to defend, but he has the body type Denver needs, and he looks like he's a guy that, why not try him out there on some threes, some 3-4 combos next to Porter or something, and see what happens if you get opportunities to do so.
No
So
doubt, man.
big shouts to Zeke.
It's so fun, dude. I mean, like, this game honestly was like pretty boring in a lot of ways.
I thought it was fun.
I mean, it was fun. It was like really fun because of
Right.
the guard. I mean, like, as far as like a competitive basketball game, like, the real takeaway was like, man, how is this an NBA team that they're playing? Like, Colin Sexton was supposed to score.
They were like the
1,000,000
surprise
points.
pick like 2 weeks ago. They were like everybody's darling.
Dude, Colin Sexton was terrible.
He was really bad.
Terrible. And
Yeah,
like,
are bad if you smash that over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Eric's pick, actually. I should have brought that one
Actually,
up.
my dad did text me and said, downloaded DraftKings tonight. Tell Adam and Eric I said thanks for the Sexton bet.
That was me. Oh, dig it.
Yeah.
So let's go on to the other guy here. I think is RJ Hampton is the number 2. Like,
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about him. He's been, and this is where we go back to Zeke and did these minutes actually mean something for him? Because RJ got this a couple weeks ago where it was like, all right, here's your chance. And he stayed. His minutes are not going down over this little extended stretch without PJ and Gary. And to be honest with you, he's still very much a rookie, but I'm telling you, his game is starting to shine a little bit more. And nights like this are especially important for that. You go up against the Lakers. He knows he's not out there to shoot. He knows he's out there to play defense. You get into garbage time tonight, and he gets to spread his wings a little bit and try a couple more things. And that quickness, that explosiveness, the athleticism to me, like, more so than any other player on the Nuggets roster, Michael Porter included, his athleticism pops. Like, I can't help but notice how athletic this dude is and how quick that first step is. And I think that's a real weapon for Denver.
I think it's that, like you talked about, it's that explosion that really separates him. But RJ Hampton brings something that no one else on the team has, and that's athleticism. Like, he's out there moving way faster than everyone else. And on a team that's, like, methodical, he's a player that is a live wire. You could put him in for a spark. And you really don't know what to expect from him but hustle and working hard. And who's going to be mad at that? A guy that's out there like giving his all and bringing contagious energy to the team. That's what translates in this league. That's what keeps you in the league for a long time, and he does that.
It's so true. Like, at a certain point, we were like, I was saying to Adam, like, I don't even know what RJ Hampton is good at. Especially, except for, like, you know what I mean? But except for he just kind of just brings energy. He's like sort of in the way. Like,
I think, too, he was adding, you said, like, this matchup was a good one for him to spread his wings a little bit. At first, it was just hustle. Then it was here comes the D. These last 2-3 games, it's like, all right, I'm going to set up this shot. Here's a little playmaking for you.
A little playmaking, yeah.
And nothing,
yeah.
You're not looking for him as like the next ball handler up or anything, but that he can do that at all. And just that he's trying to, like, I just like that he's adding layers to this now as the opportunity continues to come in.
And transition. Like, he's been great transition, including, guys, we got to talk about it.
Dude.
Your preseason prediction.
Cash. Wrong on everything else, but that dunk. So someone added us during this game and said, you know, is it just me or do the Nuggets never dunk the ball?
Right,
They never have those high energy, like, okay, benches up kind of plays, which in my opinion can swing, don't tell Kevin Pelton, momentum in basketball games and stuff like that.
Just taking a shot.
That's not a shot at Kevin Pelton.
The nicest guy on earth.
Kevin Pelton just dismisses the idea of momentum, which I'm embracing, and I think these dunks help. Ask and ye shall receive. RJ is the only guy who can provide that kind of moment on this roster.
He reminds me, you know, I'm going to go to Dev, although you guys all played sports. you guys know you're the upperclassman, you're the senior. You got the young freshman that is talented or whatever. There's two types. There is the type that's like thinks they're better than they are. They think it's stupid that you want to haze or this or that. And then you got the one that just kind of embraces the like, all right, these guys are going to haze me.
Right.
These guys are making me carry the bags into the locker room or whatever. But they're
seems
like,
to love it.
they kind of get it. And they're like, yeah, this is what, I'm part of the guy. And I feel like that's RJ Hampton. He's on the court and he's like, don't worry, guys. I'll be the one to do all this. Like, I know you guys are just going to yell at me and I'm going to have to run and dive on the floor and do this. But he kind of just embraces it in a way that, like, I really want him to be good.
Yes.
Because he's a lot of fun.
He's a nugget.
Oh, dude. He's
Mr. Nugget potential. You said that early on, like he can grow in there.
Yeah.
Not yet. I mean, I'm just saying.
Mr. Nugget Part 3?
He's an intern.
His potential. He
He's
has
an intern at the
potential.
mayor's
No,
office.
it's
He's an
No,
intern.
no.
He has an unpaid internship at Mr. Nugget's headquarters.
He's definitely an intern.
He's like a part-time intern too. Let's hold on.
He's Mr. Junior Nugget.
Mr. Junior Nugget for sure. Any other RJ thoughts? I go through a stat line here real
he's
quick. 9
great, dude.
points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals.
He's not making mistakes
1 block.
either.
Think about this. He recorded rebounds, assists, steals,
Yep.
1 block. Like, did everything.
Eric,
Yeah.
I think I like that point.
Blocked the 3-pointer, by the way. We talk about how explosive he is, like shot out of a cannon for that dunk. He's that way on defense too.
Yeah.
Like he closed out so fast and
Yeah, but-
covered so much ground. If you block a guy on a jumper, well, Facu did this, so it's about to undermine everything
I'm
I'm
ready.
about to say.
I'm ready.
to say, but when you block a guy on a jumper, it usually means you snuck up on them. Like Bull does this because they're like, oh man, I didn't realize he was so long. RJ does it because he's so quick that guys are like, holy crap, he
Yeah.
closed that gap.
And the thing is, like, he's so active and he's running around. You think he's just gonna like run into people, but he's not making mistakes.
Yeah, it's been pretty low mistake, all things considered.
It's kind of a sidewinder, man, like a snake that can like go quick around rocks and obstacles so quick.
Dude, this is the best.
We can all
winners
make
line.
metaphors, guys. We can all make metaphors here.
This is the best winners line. I love that we're just talking about the end of the bench guys. And it's like the most hype.
Cool. Well, you talk about energy, though. I thought RJ's energy is great. You compound that with Campazzo.
Let's do it, man.
When I was not allowed to bring up who thought was impressive, I was going to say
great
Facundo Campazzo.
You can call me Facu.
You can call me.
All right. Was that all you were going to say, or were you going to make a point off of it? But there is compounding energy. It's like
Yes.
energy. It's energy. It's not plus energy. It's energy times energy. You put Facu and RJ on the court, and all of a sudden it becomes even more explosive. And Facu, man, was it tonight? It was tonight that he had us laughing because it's like runs from one end of the court to the other to like contest a shot. Then somehow he comes flying in the other direction.
Little
to
legs
contest a
turning.
shot. And you
He's
just see
working.
He really is like. My daughter has those toys that you wind up, or you like pull back and then it goes and it just until it stops.
Energizer bunny.
It'll energize, and that's how he is. He like hits the fridge, turns around, hits this wall, hits that wall, just keeps going. That's how he is.
I think it's a real take, man. And, at the start of the year in training camp, you heard a lot from the coaches, and Jamal Murray, I thought, was pretty vocal about this. The energy that they were getting from the young guys, the new blood, how it was fun and light in camp. And I was thinking about that tonight as, like, the vibes are record lows, right?
Right.
Everyone's out of gas. No one looks like they want to play basketball. Why not lean on those guys, those sources of the feel-good vibes that, hey, I'm ready to do the little things. Thought it was a great time to hit the Facu, RJ, Zeke button. Not that Malone had a lot of choices,
Right.
but I don't know. Like, that is a real thing Facu does that's not going to show up in the box score. If you see him having positive impacts, the energy is always there. And tonight, we finally saw some of that defensive, prowess that was talked up in training camp by the team.
Yeah, to me, he looked comfortable tonight. Like he
Facu?
like he looked like he was, like he just belonged. Like he wasn't trying to prove himself, and he was just sort of like making, like every pass he made was like kind of showy and goofy and no look and behind the back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like he was just kind of like in his bag and like he was running around. He blocked a shot. Facundo Campazzo
I know, man.
blocked a shot. Like
A great block too, man.
Dude, he covered so much ground.
it was hilarious.
He tried it a few times. Like he's just out there doing. The guys that are just doing extra.
Oh yeah, he's doing
just
extra.
to like show that I'm all the way in. I am bought in. I am here. That's what Facu does. But you see that like doing that extra stuff. It shows. It translates in the box score. He gets the steal. He gets a block. Nobody expects him to get a block. And he's everywhere on the floor. And how could you be alongside him, or how could you be a teammate and not be inspired by that play and want to play as hard as him?
JaMychal Green, not too noteworthy tonight, 8.6 rebounds, but he was great. Monte Morris, I feel so bad for Monte because he's been so steadily great all year, and we never talk about him. And tonight, again, I don't think he's that noteworthy.
No,
12 points, 4 assists. The only thing I'll say is noteworthy, in my opinion on him, he goes 2 of 5 from 3, and I'm telling you, man, him from the wing, that's like a catch-and-shoot jumper from the wing is as much of a lock as anybody's jumper on the team, man. Like, he's automatic.
No, you got this.
I was just gonna say he's like the Duke of the game. He's the Duke of every game. Never quite the king, but he's like
That's so true.
but he's always at the ball.
It's so true.
He's
By the way,
meeting everybody at the.
Another 4 assists,
I
0.
think something
What, do you
better to
have
say
0
than that.
turnovers?
He had a turnover, I think.
No, he had
I don't
0.
think
0, which I am now
turnovers.
calling the full Monte.
Oh, how many does it have to be? 4? Only 4? I think it's 5.
4 or 5, you think?
I think 5 is the
And
full
no
Monte.
turnovers?
This
All
is a
right,
pretty
all right,
good
all right.
Monte, almost a full Monte. Last guys on the bench, Hartenstein. I don't have a ton of notes, although you look at it, he gets 3 blocks in 8 minutes. He gets 2 rebounds, 4 points. You know, he was good. Just he played so few minutes tonight, and I'm kind of. It feels like he was behind Nnaji tonight even. And then Marcus Howard hilariously gets up 5 shots, including 3 3-pointers in 6 minutes.
It's pretty impressive what Marcus Howard could do in so small amount of time. Man, that guy is a gunner, and
Oh my God.
if it ever clicks for him, he's gonna have some huge scoring nights that no one's gonna expect because he's gonna get his shots up and he doesn't care. But back to Hartenstein, this is a game that you have to give him minutes and you have to play him because that's a front court that the Cavs have that has 3 real centers that are capable of playing at every team in the league. So giving Hartenstein minutes and seeing him be even semi-productive is great because he's a body that could bang, he could rebound, he just is out there. So give him some minutes.
I think, I do want to make one point before we go to our final break here, but Bol tonight also at the end of the bench. I think he was the last one in, him or Marcus. I can't remember who came in the latest, but they might have come in together.
It was Bull.
He goes 1 of 1. He gets 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Not very noteworthy night. And I got to say, we're doing the thing. I'm about to do the thing that I hate, which is connect dots that maybe are there or not there, but they showed the video of all the guys singing to Paul Millsap tonight, and and this is what I'm talking about with RJ. You getting hazed, but he's like, "Hey, I get it. It comes from love, and we all got to pay our dues. This is kind of a, whatever." And you see Bull there looking like he's absolutely miserable and wants to absolutely die. Now it just might be his personality. He has a bit of a resting sad face. It's not a resting bitch face, as they say. It's like resting sad
Bull.
face.
A little bit of an Eeyore energy.
A little bit of an Eeyore energy, but you watch him on that one, and he's like, "I'm not doing this. I'm not there." And then you see him get off the bench at the end tonight. I don't know. You watch it, and you go like, he doesn't seem too, he doesn't seem too content. So I don't want to read too much into it. Just little note there.
I think we can leave it at that.
We can leave it at that.
shared that observation.
Yeah, he shared that one. All right, let's take another break. On the other side, the man with the wind in his hair slowly. He's talking to
Some good
Jokic
quotes.
right
I don't know
now.
if you guys have checked Twitter. Some
Really?
good quote. I can't wait.
Well, there's always good ones on the winds, man.
Yeah,
All right.
I know.
All right, let's hit our last break here.
Super producer Kale. Zoom care me.
So what exactly is video care? Well, video care is like a trip to Zoom care, just from your couch. You can see, hear, and chat with your doctor, just like a traditional in-office visit. Get secure access to urgent, primary, and specialist care, including mental health. It's all from the comfort of your own home. Video care is covered by most private insurers, usually with a copay. Head to zoomcare.com/video to get started.
Yep, talking time now. Vote.
Oh, do I go? If you're in the area, make sure you stop by. That's what the countdown was for. Huh? Make sure you stop by the DNVR bar. Try Strava's incredible cold brew. We've got the very finest of cold brew on tap at the DNVR bar. Swing on in and try it sometime. You won't be disappointed. Guess what? You can also subscribe now and save 20% with a Strava Craft Coffee subscription. We know a bunch of you have taken advantage of the one-time offer. You can now plug that DNVR20 code in. You get 20% off every shipment of the subscription service. What is the subscription service? Well, you can sign up to choose what flavor, what dosage of Strava Craft Coffee is sent to you. K-Cups, ground, whole bean, and you could choose when it comes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks, etc. Remember, purchase online for 20% off using code DNVR20 and check out that CBD-infused Strava Craft Coffee.
But
That looks like the Peloton Prince.
One more read. One more
We
read.
have another one?
We do, yeah.
Well, we got to
Is it
wait
for
there,
Peloton?
Peloton Prince. You got to
Hang
wait
on,
there.
Harrison.
Sorry.
It's still
Hang
my
out
moment.
at the arena.
Hey, UFC 257 surely gave the fans the show they were looking for. This weekend is sure to be just as action-packed. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of UFC, is putting you in the center of this weekend's title fight with 100-to-1 odds on your chosen fighter to step out of the octagon, raising the belt. Pick either main fighter to win this weekend. UFC's 258 bout. DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 100-to-1 odds. That's $1 bet on either fighter to reign victorious, and if your fighter wins, you will cash $100. There's no better way to put your MMA knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sports betting app. Don't worry if MMA isn't for you. DraftKings Sportsbook offers great odds and promotions on basketball, hockey, and so much more. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 on your chosen title fighter to win. Place your bet and watch the fist fly this weekend. That's code DNVR to turn $1 into $100. For a limited time only, a DraftKings Sportsbook must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Whoa.
Shit.
Whoa.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Breezy, baby.
All right, so Harrison, live from the arena. We don't have it. Hold on, we got to flip over the audio. Still, we're a second away here.
I know. I
love the shot of Harrison with the arena in the back, though. It just looks so golden. The golden child. Harrison, there you are.
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yep, now we can.
What's going on?
What's
Incredible. Incredible.
How you doing?
Well, just hanging out.
That was great.
Hanging out
All right, so Harrison, blowout win. I'm curious. First of all, I'm told there's some fire quotes coming from the post game today. Would you say this was the post game was as exciting and encouraging as the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, this was a banner night all around. An absolute banner night all around. We get the blowout win. We get all the starters playing under 30 minutes. We get Zeke moments. We get RJ Hampton moments. And then we followed up with a fire post-game media session. So it was a great night. It was a great night here at the Ball.
Nice. So let's start with Malone, because I'm just curious what his takeaway was from this.
Yeah, Michael Malone immediately shouted out the third quarter. And, of course, I mean, Nuggets had a 21-point lead at halftime. I was wondering if that was enough to prevent them from choking away another third-quarter lead. It was. They outscored Cleveland 36-23 in the third. And, yeah, Malone applauded that. He said that was a focus. He challenged his guys to get out of the locker room quicker after halftime and warm up more, he said. So maybe that's like a little adjustment to cure those third-quarter woes. And he also said, the ball was flying around, 32 assists. Obviously great to get the end of the bench in. Tons of glowing words to say about Zeke, RJ Hampton, and Michael Porter Jr., who had his best game in a while tonight.
What did he have to say about Michael Porter? I'm curious, because we were talking, it felt like maybe it was just because the vibes were great because the team was winning and playing so well, but it felt like multiple players, maybe even a coach, went into this game with a conscious effort to be positive and encouraging to Michael. Did you feel that watching the game, and what did Malone have to say afterwards about him?
Well, it certainly seemed like Nikola Jokic looked to get MPJ involved whenever he could. There was a sequence tonight. I tweeted about it. I don't know if it showed up on the broadcast. Michael Porter Jr. came off a DHO from Jokic, hit a little pull-up jumper, mid-range jumper. Michael Malone on the bench, fist pumped with two hands like this. He was so jacked about that play working. So it seemed like it could have been a point of emphasis. Nobody really said anything on record afterward to say it was, but it seemed that way. And Malone on MPJ's game, he really made it a point to say that he thought Mike played a complete offensive game. Offensively, shooting it with confidence, spacing the floor correctly, defensively being engaged, helping in the right spot, cutting off ball. I thought he had a lot of nice off-ball cuts tonight, and even on a couple of them, Jokic missed them in the first half specifically. So just a really complete game from MPJ tonight, and that's what Malone said too.
Man, that's really good stuff to hear. And it's funny, man, so often when you do that other stuff, the scoring comes with it. And I think that's one of the lessons you kind of learn as you go through this league. Anything else from Malone noteworthy about this one?
Yeah, two more things from Malone that I've got here. On two of the rookies. On Zeke Nnaji, he loved how he shot the ball, not just how he went 4-6 from three. I think that's what he went, 4-6 from three. But that, like, there was no hesitation when he shot it. He shot it with confidence every time. And I think that's notable. And I got a good quote from Zeke about that, too, that I'll get to. But, I mean, this is his first meaningful minutes of the season, of his rookie season. And just to come and shoot it with no hesitation every time, I thought that was cool. And then Malone on RJ Hampton. He loves when RJ Hampton is in attack mode. With his athleticism, he has the chance to be, quote, an elite defender. Elite defender because of his athleticism.
What I think is cool about that is it seems to be, at least at this stage, he's embracing that aspect of his game. I mean, so many players, and let's be honest, defenders don't get paid the same way offensive players do, but he seemed to have approached his minutes with, that's what I want to be right now, at least, is earn that reputation as a reliable defender and maybe even a plus defender. So I think that's really, really cool to see. And, of course, Malone is trying to funnel him there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, somebody else who's trying to funnel him there is Paul Millsap. So I asked Paul, Paul Millsap, Mr. Defense throughout his career, what he thinks of RJ as a defender. And he pretty much agreed and said because of his athleticism, he could be that guy. And he said he's going to be on RJ like every day, every practice, every shoot around to be committed defensively because obviously that's how he's getting on the floor right now.
He's also, I think very good at making decisions at full speed. He's had a lot of body control, ball handling control at running downhill in this game. So kind of something to watch as well. Okay, what else? Anything else from Malone, or we got to go to the players?
Let's go to the players. So a lot of really good stuff from Michael Porter Jr. tonight. I'll start with kind of him funneling off of Malone's complete game. And MPJ was talking about how when he plays with a starting unit, there's so many guys that can score. His job isn't to force that. He said, everybody knows I can score. I think my teammates just want me to be locked in. For me, it's not about letting scoring determine my energy on the defensive end, and that's what I did tonight. I just felt like I was locked in the whole game, didn't have too many lapses, and that's progress.
That sounds like Michael Malone.
Doesn't it?
So internalizing some coach speak here, which I guess is good. It's a positive.
Yeah. And then he also said that he's placing an emphasis on trying to get to the rim more. MPJ is. He had a couple drives tonight, I thought, got fouled on one or two of them. And he said, quote, I shoot a lot of contested threes because I feel like nobody can block my shot, but I need to get to the cup more.
Yeah.
So that's an emphasis of his, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, interesting. His shot also just seeing a couple go down. I mean, it's funny because he's still, I think, a 45% three-point shooter on the year. It might have gone up after tonight. But it's funny. He's had like 3 bad games in a row, and you're kind of like, oh, no, in a rut. And then he comes out tonight. What was he from the three-point line? 4 of 7. So
I love basketball for this reason. It's that never too high, never too low. Like we were real low last time, and now it's like we couldn't be. We're like, again, every player's good. we can't even get enough minutes for these guys. Last night it was like, man, it's just Jokic and a bunch of bums.
All right, where should we go next, Harrison?
So I asked MPJ also about just his relationship with Nikola and from kind of a Nikola Jokic leadership standpoint, because we see Nikola talking to him on the floor a lot. We've heard about a lot, and we even see it, during games, how Nikola's stepping up as leader this year. And Mike said, quote, I think Nikola sees me working every day. He knows how hard I work, and I think he expects a lot of me. To me and Nikola's relationship, a lot of it is him getting on me because he knows I can be better. I don't think any of that personally because I know I can be better. He just expects a lot from me.
Guys,
that's it.
Let's get some up here.
That's that's the real winner's lounge right there.
That's the real winner's lounge. Are you kidding me? Some music to my ears. I don't even care how true it is. I think it's very true, by the way. I'm not saying it's not. I don't care.
Music.
Man, that's a great quote. I mean, that sounds phenomenal. That's an A+ quote. Unless you're just giving it a great read, Harrison. I mean, I don't want to go back and watch this later and be like, he didn't say that.
No, it's an absolute A+ quote. And Look, I've been seeing the chatter on Twitter after last game. Oh, does Nikola not like MPJ?
Right.
Like there's some type of tension there. And Vogt and I talked about this on the show. Nikola's always recognized Mike's talent and his skill set, and they flashed a chemistry together before. So he wants Nikola to be great, or Nikola wants Mike to be great. And I mean, this was obviously just a great building block.
Man, that's fantastic. That's one of my favorite. I can't wait to really get into the exact quote because that's incredible. I think that
is
to
the
me,
exact quote. Do you not believe me that that's the exact quote?
Oh, you said it word for word. Okay.
It was a quote. It was a verbatim read.
I got Kenny Rogers in my ear. I got you. Like I got a lot of things
the
coming
man's
through.
multitasking.
Yeah, I'm multitasking here. Jokic says it's highway to the danger zone or whatever. All right,
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins. What else we got?
We talked to Zeke Nnaji as well.
Man.
And Zeke's great, man. I love Zeke. And I think it was Mike Porter who said after the game that just everybody loves Zeke, everybody on the team. He's just a hard worker. He's a good locker room guy. He's kind of quiet and soft-spoken. But when he gets out of his shell, he's just a great teammate. So that seems like a Denver Nugget to me, which was our read on Zeke after the draft. And like I was saying earlier, he shot those threes tonight with such a confidence. And he said that confidence comes from the fact that assistant coach David Adelman tells them when they're open, shoot it. When you pass up an open shot, sometimes that puts you in a worse position. So that's his thinking there. Yeah. And I thought that was a great little bit of insight.
Who are you more impressed with? We were debating this earlier, but who are you more impressed with, Zeke or RJ?
I mean, probably tonight, Zeke, just because we haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
And we've seen RJ in bits and pieces. The defense was great. I'll have to go back and just watch the film on RJ because he had a couple like really great defensive possessions where he was so rangy and covered so much ground. But Zeke just seems like he could potentially be a plug-and-play guy.
Right.
Who's just going to come in and do his job, knock down shots, be a fifth option. So, look, RJ is firmly in the rotation right now. We'll see what happens when Gary Harris, PJ Dozier get back. But I've got to think Zeke needs to be at least in consideration for some minutes here.
I love it. Love it. Is there anything else from the from post game that you took away?
The only other thing with Zeke is he came in the first quarter tonight. He was at the 3 for a couple minutes. I don't know if you guys noticed this, next to JaMychal and I think next to Nikola. And he said a goal of his is to defend more versatile defenders on the wing, guard those bigger wings. I think we discount his versatility a little bit on the defensive end. Like, could he be a guy that guards bigger threes and combo forwards? Like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I love it, man. You know what I love about this game is it really did bring us all the good vibes we needed. -1, Jamal Murray maybe making a bunch of threes, but whatever.
We don't need to make a stink about it.
Yeah, geez, thanks for bringing it up.
Come on, bro.
My bad.
It's the winner's lounge.
But this one was definitely a feel good kind of win.
I'm feeling great.
Any parting thoughts before we let you out of here, Wind?
For you blowing out.
Yeah, on Jamal Murray, Malone brought up pregame that he texted him and told him not to come into this game pressing. And he liked how Jamal and Nikola really just controlled this game without necessarily scoring a lot.
Yeah.
And I just thought overall, like the flow, the patience on offense, there was a calmness to the Nuggets offense, I thought, tonight, and just the comfortability that we hadn't seen in a while. So that was great.
Love it. The ball was indeed popping at Ball Arena. How many assists tonight? 31. Anytime you're north of 30, that's great. So nice one. Harrison, get home safe, buddy. Can't wait to see what you ride on this one.
Let's go.
See you guys.
All right, man. So we do have some super chats we're going to end the show with, but man, I got to say, I thought my vibes were a 10, but it turns out they were a 9.9 till Wynn brought in that quote, man. That quote from Nikola. I'm telling you, we've been sitting here, and George Karl had a great thing on a couple podcasts back where he talked about so often the media is piecing together things like, they're trying. There's that. No, it is us. I mean, let's be honest. Like, especially us right now. Like, we're not in the locker room like we always are. We're not getting to like have all of these, courtside conversations with different people right now. We are especially in the dark on this kind of stuff this year. And I think we always try to be careful and not to read into this or that. We've talked about one of the things that we have been concerned about is, Jokic and MPJ, the frustration. You see him do the little things, but it seems like the important thing is that MPJ at least feels or is vocally expressing that, hey, I get it. Yeah, he's tough with me because he believes in me, and also because, this is boot camp, man. There's no softies.
This was the meat on the bone of the conversation that Harrison Wind and I had last night. We've sort of always felt this way, the two of us, about Jokic and Porter, and that's that Jokic gets it. What Porter can do, what that means for the team, why that's important, and that itself is, in fact, the source of the frustration at times. These are the types of things that aren't, until we know for a fact it's a problem, it isn't one. And you have to give professionals room to work these things out. Tension does not equal conflict in a professional sports environment. And so if you are going to look at the growth Jokic has made as a leader, take a step back and give him time to navigate this situation. I personally really like the way he's approaching this so far. And I'll say one more thing. Arguably not enough credit has gone Michael Porter Jr.'s way for at least what he's saying.
Strong agree.
At least what he's saying and the way he's carrying himself. That's not easy in the situation he's in.
So often when they share things publicly, they're really reflecting their own sort of things. You can't handle being yelled at. This is what it is.
Right.
You can't handle not succeeding immediately. I mean, so many people are sending us the Jokic should demand a trade thing. And every time I read that, every time I see a Jokic should demand a trade, I always think the person sending that is a quitter, because this team just went to the Western Conference Finals. They're 23 games into a season of which they are above 500.
Right.
And people are like, he should act out now. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about this. I'm just saying, our default position now is when things go awry, quit, get out of there. Go to where it's easier. And I'm always thinking, man, this is what I hate about this era of basketball, is there is such a thing as you need to go to another team if your organization has really let you down. But come on, guys. Struggles, that's just part of sports. That's actually what sports are about.
I don't want to say anything after you guys just gave those two closing remarks. They were nothing we could say could top that.
Oh, man.
We're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to go to super chats, though, so we are.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't say it.
And we're going to go to super
All right, let's get to some super chats again. Thank you guys so much, everybody that threw a super chat my way. I still don't quite get what it is, but I love that it means it's money for the company, which is awesome. So we really appreciate that. Somebody with great eyesight. Let's read this one at the bottom here.
Super chat. Be at the bar soon. Big Dub energy.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
How many more games like this will it take to force RJ and Zeke into a healthy rotation? I mean, obviously we hit on it. At the moment, RJ's in there, first of all. I mean, while the guys are hurt.
While the guys are out, I mean, here's the thing. He's not going to pass Jamal Murray. I don't think he's going to pass Will Barton. I don't think he's going to pass Gary Harrison. I don't think he's going to pass PJ Dozier. I think those guys are solidly ahead. What it does mean, though, these guys, there's always going to be injuries. There's always going to be rest. There's always going to be this or that. What it does mean to me is you get to a trade deadline, you keep playing like this for another 10 games. You get to the trade deadline. Does Malone and Tim Connelly get together and say, you know what? I think RJ Hampton could be our fourth guard. He's going to have some bad nights, but those nights his minutes just go way down. But he's good enough, consistently enough that, hey, maybe we can move on from one of these other guys that we really liked and make a deal. I don't know. So, and then, of course, a lot of this is just picking your spots, being good, and then next year you get to hit the ground running because you have all this experience. I don't think he breaks into the rotation unless there is a trade, but I think he stays in the rotation whenever there's a player that goes down.
Surprisingly, it might be Zeke that's got a better chance. I mean, they might need another big in that rotation at some point.
Well, Zeke feels a need that the Nuggets... And look, tonight's the first night we've seen him for extended minutes. I mean, let's be honest, and he looks good, but it's the first time we've really gotten a look at him. He feels a more immediate need. If he does what RJ Hampton does, where he gets more minutes like this over the next 5-6 games, and he consistently does his job, then yeah, I could see there being a scenario where they're like, hey, why don't we try him to I think it was Harrison's point, why don't we try him more at the 3 and see where that goes? So I like it. Great super chat, great question. What else we got there, super producer Kale? Guys, shouts to super producer Kale Soberbo. You got to follow him on social. He does a bang up job produces almost all the DNVR shows.
You don't have to.
How do we feel about having Taurean Prince on the Denver Nuggets?
I like this one. Maybe using the trade exception. I don't know. What I like about this is you could literally throw out any wing right now and it'd be like, yeah, man,
that is intriguing.
Bring him to Denver.
That is a man of that size.
Really, and Torrey Craig, like, oh my god, yeah, like totally.
You know what?
Can you imagine him?
Still out.
So I don't know that Taurean Prince solves a bunch of Denver's problems right now, but I mean, he is a guy that Because I think, what is he, like 6'7"? I mean, he's not like especially long or especially big. But
Chris Marlowe was like, every time he mentioned him, he was like, the very dangerous Torian Prince. Chris Marlowe, very in on this idea.
he had like a great game when he was with the Hawks, like
Yeah,
against Denver or something, and you always
like
remember
the
it.
deadly Torian Prince.
6'7". 6'7".
It's like some random person watched a Nuggets Kings broadcast, and they're like, "You got to be careful with Holmes. He's deadly from anywhere inside the 3-point line." People are like, "What, Holmes?" Like, well, against Denver, he is. So Prince is just another dude to me. I mean, he's really good. He's a really good player, and I do think there's names out there: Torian Prince, Daniel House, like some of these guys that, to me, are like not huge needle movers, but Denver could maybe use them. It's just,
But yeah, Denver needs a needle.
they just don't move the needle that much. They're those guys that I'm like, did they make them
just don't
better?
even have
Yes.
a
Did they
needle to
get you
begin
over
with.
any hump? And I'm like, I don't
It is a
think
little
so.
bit like, like if it was all dependent on Torian
But
Prince
maybe
coming over. But hey,
Maybe I'm wrong.
But
I mean,
you never know. Like, I mean, you got to think about, the matchups we've had where you see players like Jordan Clarkson or
Right. Oh, totally.
whatever his name is for Portland, whose name I've already forgotten.
Well, here's
Rodney Hood.
So
like
here's
these
an
guys.
interesting thought too. Like watching Facu, watching RJ, and just sort of the joy they play with, and like the energy. And I do think there is something to like. Championship coaches have talked about this a lot. Bringing in fresh blood every year. You win a championship. The next year you can't run it back. You got to bring in one or two guys that are especially hungry. That everything is so new, because otherwise you start to take for granted all the stuff that you've been doing successfully for so long. And I do feel like maybe a Torian Prince is that maybe not him, but I'm saying you bring in another guy and he's like, man, I've been standing in the corner for so long, and now I get to run these DHOs and I get to do all this stuff, and it's a lot more fun. And it maybe has that jolt of energy.
It could be Torian Prince. By the way, 43% from 3 on 4.3 attempts per game this year for Prince.
Let's do it. Great super chat. Let's do it.
Any others, Kale, or is that it?
You know,
all right.
you know what we didn't say today?
What do we not say?
Munder.
A Munder. We forgot.
This was a Munder.
This was a Munder, baby. Malone
is the
loves
way.
that. He's going to sleep like a baby tonight.
Shout out Nuggets right.
Thanks, everybody, for riding with us throughout this whole show. We appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and if you hit that little bell icon, it'll send an alert to you every time, so you know that we have a show. You never miss it, because you never know. Go live random times. Like, who knows? Maybe tomorrow we will be live. We don't know yet. Sometimes that happens. You don't want to miss us. So,
Dude, our haters have left the building.
the haters.
We have nary a down. We're gonna get flooded with them now. Obviously, but
Hit
You know
that
what?
down
now-
button.
I don't know
No
if the Cavs
natural-
fans hit the internet
we
looking
got
for the
no
live
natural
shows.
downvotes. The haters are out.
Hey, we love going through this experience with you guys, man. That's what DNVR is all about. The wins, the losses. The wins are a lot more fun. The winners' lounges are a lot more fun. But,
Yeah.
we do enjoy after the game coming here and talking it out with you guys.
Yeah,
one way or
Dev
the
did
other.
almost quit after last Losers Lounge, so this is a lot better.
Why throw me under the bus?
Well, I'm just saying, Dev made the mistake of reading the comments.
Good night, everybody.